What's up fellas, and it's that time again for another Easter egg, and this one is for the Eisendrache, and what an Easter egg it is fellas. Some awesome steps, an awesome cutscene, so let's begin. So before you start the Easter egg fellas, you need to know a few things first. You need to have all 4 upgraded bows, and if you don't know how to get these upgraded bows, go check out our guides, I will put links in the description. You will also need the Ragnarok DG4 gravity spikes, and I will also put a link in the description for that guide too. And if you wanted to be extra safe, you could get the Panzer helmet, which helps you survive more hits from the Panzers. So I'll put that link in the description too. And you will definitely need to put your best gobblegums on to make sure you and your teammates survive. The best gobblegums to use are as followed. Aftertaste is a great gobblegum and is very helpful for keeping you alive. Phoenix Up is one of the best gobblegums, especially for the last step in this Easter egg. Perkaholic is always good to have, but it is very rare to get. But a cheeky max ammo is always nice to have, so you can whack that on. Another gobblegum is In Plain Sight, and it is a favourite of mine. And this one is very helpful if your teammates go down, and it is a definite revive. And lastly fellas, you wouldn't expect this to be a good gobblegum, but it is. Pop Shocks fellas. Pop Shocks is the main reason why us fellas completed this Easter egg. Just take a look at this. Knifing Panzers with Pop Shocks will insta-kill Panzers. And you will be facing a lot of Panzers, so you better get this whacked on fellas. And finally, just to let you know, you can do this Easter egg with 1 to 4 players. So when you get into the game, here is some advice. You want to be as efficient as possible. Share out the points, use every zombie for a dragon to get the Wrath of the Ancient's bow as early as possible, so then you can start upgrading your bows. You can also lie in front of perk machines for points, and to be very efficient, when you spawn into the map, get the fuse and don't kill any zombies. Use the fuse and hopefully it's a double points. If it is a double points, you want to get it, shoot the zombies 6 times and then knife. And if it isn't double points, just restart the game. So that is the aim fellas before you start doing any of the steps for the Easter egg. Be as efficient as possible. So now you're in the game fellas, you want to go upgrade your bows, and when everyone has upgraded bows, you can start the first step. So step 1, one player will go put their upgraded bow back and go get the Wrath of the Ancient's bow. And with that bow, you need to shoot all the circular orbs that are above the teleporter. Shoot each one of these and you will see them turn orange. And when you've shot all of these, you should hear the weird Magua noise. This noise means that you have activated the first step. So for this step, you need to shoot 4 electrified objects. In total, there are 8 objects around the map that have a chance of becoming electrified. And all you do is shoot one of these electric objects with the upgraded bow when you see it. So here are the 8 locations where these electrified objects can spawn. One object is in the spawn room, and it can spawn next to Quick Revive on this table. And if you head out the spawn, you can see this car, and the car wheel can turn electric. Another spot is if you head up these stairs, and in this room with the Wonder Sphere and the crafting table, on top of these boxes, the electric can spawn. Another spot is next to Samantha's room. Head through her room and you can see this globe, and this globe can turn electric. Another location is next to where you turn on the power, and it's this phone here. And if you head into the church, you can find 2 more locations. One location is the clock above the dragon, and the other is this device that's on top of these panels. And the last location where the electric can spawn is through the bell tower, and it's this clock up here. So now you know all 8 locations, the best thing to do is to leave a zombie at the end of the round, because at the start of the next round, that Magua noise will play, and you can start shooting the electric objects. You only have a certain amount of time to shoot these electric objects, so if you leave a zombie at the end of the round, you can get each player into position. So in my game we had 1 player sat watching the clock that's next to the bell tower. We had a second player watching the 2 locations in the church. We had a third person watching the phone in the power room and the globe outside Samantha's room. And finally we had the 4th player, which was me, watching the one next to Quick Revive, the car wheel spawn, and this one above double tap. So now you have sorted all that out fellas, you can start the next round, and I can tell you how to complete this step. So when the next round starts, wait for the Magua noise, and 1 object out of the 8 that I showed you will become electrified. So everyone check their locations, and if you see one of your objects is electric, shoot it with your upgraded bow. And now wait another 10 seconds or so, and you will hear the Magua noise again. That means another object has become electrified, so now you can go find that and shoot it with your bow. Same again fellas, after you've shot the second one, wait for the Magua noise again, and when it plays, go find the electrified object, shoot it, and that is 3 out of 4 done. Now all you do is wait for the Margwire noise to play again and shoot that one. And as soon as you've shot the 4th object, all the players need to head down to the teleporter and you should hear the success noise, which is this. And you will also see a purple glow in the teleporter. Everyone get inside and press X to teleport. If the purple glow isn't there, it means you have failed the electric object step or the round has ended. Keep that in mind, fellas. You have to shoot all 4 objects and get into the teleporter all in the same round, or this step will reset itself and you have to go shoot all the 4 electric objects again next round. And if you do fail, fellas, it's no biggie, just try again the next round. So get everyone in the teleporter and press X, and this will teleport you back in time. You need to pick up this blue canister, which is to the left of the teleporter, and to the right you need to pick up these fuses that are on the box here. And lastly, you have to remember the code that will show on the safe. So what I did was take a picture with my iPod when the code showed up, and that is the best way to remember the code. If you do forget anything from the room, whether it's the fuses or the code on the safe, just shoot the electric objects again next round, get into the purple teleporter, and go get what you've forgotten. So eventually your time will run out in this room and you'll be teleported back into the rocket pad area. And as soon as you spawn, head to the Wonder Sphere as fast as you can because a Panzer will spawn, and usually the rocket testing starts, so you want to get out of there as soon as you can. And for these next few steps, fellas, if you leave a zombie at the end of the round, you can get a lot done. So the next step is to put the fuses in the death ray trap. All you need to do is press X on the side of the death ray trap to put the fuses in, and now head to the other side of the trap, and you need to change the setting from destroy to protect using the X button. Now over the course of the next few steps, dogs will start spawning, so maybe have a teammate protecting the one who is completing the steps for the Easter egg. So now you want to come down to these computers and put in the code. All you do is press X from top to bottom in the order the code was in.
I take no joy in killing.
And if you've done it correctly, you will hear this magical noise. And if you fail putting in the codes correctly, try again, fellas. Or if the codes aren't even on the screen at all when they should be, either start pressing X on the computers to see if they turn on that way, or go back to the death ray trap and make sure you've put the fuses in the side and turned it from destroy to protect. And also if the codes aren't showing up, just buy the death ray trap, fellas, and the codes will finally show up on the computers. And if none of these work, it must mean the next round has started and you will have to go back in time to get the code from the safe again, because the code on the safe changes each round. So when you have put the codes into the computers, you want to head down to the teleporter room and the safe should be open. And as you can see, inside the safe are some tubes, and these are for the death ray trap, and you also pick up some sort of floppy disk as well. Once picked up, head back up to the death ray trap and put the 2 tubes from the safe into each of these electric pillars. And now you can turn the death ray trap back to the destroy setting and you can move on to the next step. Now the next step is a pretty cool one, fellas. It's a classic game of Simon Says. Have one player hoard the last zombies of the round and have the other players do this step. So what you want to do is head down to the rocket pad area and come to these computers here. This is where you will play Simon Says. So you want one person doing the Simon Says, while the other players protects them from the many dogs that will spawn. You might not know how this game works, but the best thing to do is when you press X to start it and all 4 symbols come up, all you do is take a picture. And then all you do is look at the middle of the screen, see which symbol it is, look at the picture to see which of the 4 smaller screens has that symbol on, and press X on the computer. Simple as that. And all you do is keep doing that until the codes have gone off the screen. And all you want to do now is head back to the bell tower computers and complete another game of Simon Says. Again, have players protecting the one who's doing the Simon Says game from the dogs. And after completing the second game of Simon Says, you should see the death ray trap glowing. This is good, fellas. It means you are doing everything right. So now come to the death ray trap and on the back you will see a green button. And if you don't see this green button, you might have to complete the Simon Says challenges again. And if you fail the second Simon Says challenge, you have to redo the first and the second one again. So this could be why your green button isn't there. But if you see this green button, fellas, it is best to have no zombies around. Gather your teammates around the death ray trap. Get some popcorn, maybe some sherbet lemons, because this is very cool, fellas. Press X on the green button, look up into the sky, and watch what happens. Well, how cool was that, fellas? Dempsey is back on Earth, and he's in some sort of electrified capsule next to the church, so try not go near him. So now Dempsey is back on Earth, you need to go pick up an object called the Vril generator, and it is on the floor here. Press X to pick it up and you can move on to the next step. So now fellas, it's that time again. For this step you need to get everyone back into their locations to go back in time. So you want to be shooting all 4 electric objects again, like you did in the first step. Get everyone down into the teleporter, that should be glowing purple, and head back in time. And when you spawn in this room, head forward, and in the left corner is a box. Stand next to the box, and when it opens, press X to pick up the stone slab. And if it doesn't open up, fellas, that's fine because it's happened to me. All you do is head back to the map. Next round, all you do is complete the electric object step again, head back in time and try again, and hopefully the box will open up to get the stone slab. And when you've done that, fellas, you can get ready for the next step. So the next step, you need to make sure everyone has their upgraded bows and some good perks on, because you'll be taking on a lot of zombies in small areas. And before you do this, make sure everyone is ready, because dogs will keep spawning until you complete this step. So come to the room where you get the bow, and the person who picked up the Vril generator needs to press X on this slot here. So when you put the Vril generator into the slot, that will spawn a ghost, and all you do is follow it. And the ghost will stop 4 times around the map, and all you do is get kills with a certain upgraded bow next to the ghost. So follow the ghost, and when it stops you will see this circle on the floor. The more players in the circle, the bigger the circle. And all you do is walk inside the circle, and you will see a glow around the outside. And for example, if the glow is orange, that means that the fire bow is needed. So all you do is get kills with the fire bow in that circle. And also fellas, the colour of the zombie soul will also tell you which upgraded bow is needed to be used in that circle. And as you can see, this is the first place the ghost stopped at. The zombie souls are a white colour, which means the electric bow is needed. So when you know which bow it is, just save the zombies for that player with that bow and let them get kills in the circle. And when the ghost starts to fly off, that means you have done that circle and it will fly to a different area. And now the ghost in my game headed outside the church, so get everyone in the circle, and we know the electric bow isn't needed, so it must be the void, fire or wolf. And as you can see, it was my purple void bow which was needed, so I got the kills. The ghost will move again, and the third place it stopped at was here before the power room, and we know it won't be the void or electric bow, so it must be the fire or wolf, and this time it was the fire bow that was needed. So get kills with the fire bow, complete that third spot, and then follow the ghost to the last spot, and this is the place you need the stone slab. So when the ghost stops, the person with the stone slab presses X here to put the stone slab into the wall, which means you can start getting kills. And in this final circle, the wolf bow was needed. And that is how you do this step, fellas. It's pretty simple really, and if you can, try have a max ammo gobble gum on standby, because you will run out of ammo doing this step. You can also use a fuse to try and get a max ammo in the gondola, and also monkey bombs are great for this step as well. And when you've completed the 4th circle, the ghost will turn into the recognisable keeper from Shadows of Evil. Follow it down to the pyramid room, and the keeper will head into the middle where the pyramid used to be. So now the keeper will head to the moon, and you can hear some banter and all that kind of stuff. And then eventually you will see the pyramid spawn back. And now on each corner of the pyramid you can see blue canisters. But on one corner it is missing a blue canister. But if you do remember, fellas, we picked up one of these canisters earlier, so all you do is press X on that corner and you can move on to the next step. So fellas, this next step is the last step, and it is a very tough step. Me and my mates tried this Easter egg so many times, and it's this step we always die on. But after doing it loads of times, we've learnt so much, and we've learnt the best tactics and the best weapons to use in this step to make it much easier. So for this step you will be doing a boss battle. But before you leave to do this boss battle, everyone needs to be set with weapons, etc. because you will be facing loads of panzers, dogs and skeletons. So firstly, focus on perks. Everyone in your game wants to get the best perks you can. Quick Revive is always useful, and so is Mule Kick. You will need a lot of ammo in the boss battle, so having an extra gun is always handy. And of course you always want Juggernog and maybe something like Double Tap or Speedy Cola. And if you've got Perkaholic, you're always set. So now you've got your perks all set, you need to sort out your weapons. Obviously have one of the upgraded bows, and you will want any of these weapons pack-a-punched. The Dingo, Haymaker, Ray Gun and BRM. The Ray Gun, Haymaker and Dingo are very good for panzers, and the Dingo and BRM are very good for killing skeletons and charging your gravity spikes. You will also need a shield, and fully charged gravity spikes. And also try and get monkey bombs, they are class in the boss battle. And if you've got the Panzer helmet, that is also helpful as well. And lastly fellas, you definitely need one of your best gobblegums on that will save your teammates or help kill panzers. In this game there were 3 players, the other 2 had pop shocks on, which means they can kill the panzers, and I had Phoenix up on just in case they went down. So hopefully now fellas you're pretty much set and ready to go. If anyone has a fuse for the tram, go try get a max ammo, and then when everyone's ready, everyone head to the pyramid room. Everyone get on one of these 4 plates which turns on the 0 gravity in this room, and when everyone's ready, get your gravity spikes out at the same time, slam them into the plates that you are stood on, and you will now be teleported into the boss battle arena. And as soon as you get in here fellas, everyone needs to run the same way. Never stop moving in this room. This is a very good method in surviving in this room. Try and avoid the rocks that are on fire while running around. You can also take out skeletons, but now it's time to show you how this boss battle works. So fellas, there are 3 stages to this boss battle. This first stage is very simple. One person with your gravity spikes fully charged waits until an electric charge appears in the middle of the room. So you want everyone watching out and shouting out when the electric charge appears. And when it does appear, that person with the charged gravity spikes heads to the middle of the room, slams down their gravity spikes on the electric charge, and then everyone runs behind a pillar. Someone with monkeys now should lob a monkey, and then all you do is look up to the keeper, and when it gets hurt you will see its chest light up. When this happens, every player can spam bullets at its chest. Keep shooting at the chest and you will damage the keeper, and then eventually the keeper will go back to normal and everyone in the game can start running around the same way again. And the person who put the gravity spikes down can go pick them up, and that player can start killing skeletons again to recharge the spikes. Good communication and teamwork is needed during this boss battle fellas. It's pretty tough is this one. So now pick another player with charged gravity spikes to wait for the electric charge, and then slam their gravity spikes down and do the same again. Throw a monkey, shoot the chest and pick the gravity spikes back up. But you want to be very careful fellas. If you don't put your gravity spikes down in time on the electric charge, everyone needs to stand behind a pillar or you will go down. Because an electric current will shoot across the room and the only safe areas are behind the pillars. So keep doing that fellas, and eventually a max ammo will spawn in the middle of the room. And when you see this, it means the keeper will go away and panzers will spawn. The panzers are what do the most damage, but this is where the players with pop shocks can take them out. Again, make sure everyone is running around the same way like before, and now just kill the panzers. And also, this is a good time to kill skeletons to recharge your gravity spikes as well. So just keep on killing panzers. An upgraded ray gun to the face can do some damage, but pop shocks is what you need. So keep killing the panzers until they stop spawning, and you will see another max ammo spawn. You will also see the keeper come back, and this is the second stage of the boss battle, and all you do is the same as the first stage. Pick someone with charged gravity spikes, watch for the electric charge, slam the gravity spikes down, get behind a pillar, throw a monkey, shoot the chest, go pick up your gravity spikes, and just keep on repeating that. I'm going to say it again fellas, but players need to recharge their gravity spikes as fast as possible. Without charged gravity spikes you can't slam them down onto the electric charge and damage the keeper. So keep damaging the keeper and eventually another max ammo will spawn. And now the keeper will go for a second time and more panzers will spawn. Now kill more panzers using pop shocks, kill all the panzers, and when they stop spawning a max ammo will spawn again. And now it's time for the third and final stage of the boss battle. And this step fellas is the hardest because the keeper will come back and it will send skeletons and dogs at you. More of those rocks that can hurt you will spawn, and a couple of panzers will spawn too, so it's pretty crazy. So it's that time again fellas. You want to get someone with charged gravity spikes to slam onto the electric charge, get behind a pillar, throw monkeys, shoot the chest and keep damaging the keeper. And when a panzer does spawn, have one player take him out and have the others watching for the electric charge. And eventually fellas, when you keep shooting the keeper's chest, the keeper will start spinning around and you'll be teleported out of that room. And all you do is press X here to pick up the summoning key, have everyone stick together, head to the 115 chute to bounce you up outside the church, and head up to the computers next to the bell tower. And all you do is press X on there to put the summoning key into the computers. And now watch out for a panzer or two spawning fellas, because you want to be looking towards the moon to see something rather special.
Protocol initiated. 30 seconds to impact. You're ready for rocket
long and dark, but I know where we are going. We will complete our mission.
And I'm going to stop there, fellas, because when you blow up the moon, you'll be shown a cutscene. And if you don't want to see the cutscene, this is where you depart. But at the same time, you can leave a like and maybe subscribe. But if you want to see the cutscene, here you go, fellas. Thank you for watching. I hope this guide has helped. If you need any help or have any questions, please comment below. And lastly, I want to say a big thank you to our good mates Birdie and Harry for helping me and Cal do the Easter egg for Just Gaming, fellas. They were a massive help, so thank you, lads. But now, it's time for the cutscene. See you later, fellas.
He's still alive.
I should hope so.
This subject will one day wreak havoc across the entire universe. He cannot be allowed to live.
This wasn't how it was supposed to go. We were supposed to secure the package and be in and out clean. Instead, the whole thing's been one disaster after another. I should never have trusted you, Richtofen. Never!
You should trust me, Dempsey. You all should. This artifact has the power to contain and preserve the subject's soul. Your soul. But it can only be done after the moment of death. Just as you saw me do to my other self. It is the only way.
Wait! If someone's gotta take him out to save the universe, then it should be me that does it. Good to see you, Tank.
I will not fear mechanical demon.